Hello and welcome back to another Kendra's Card Challenge video, this time featuring our super sponsor Pink and Main, and I'll be featuring sketch number 12. Let's go ahead and get started. Now with Kendra's Card Challenge, you're going to make 15 cards with 6 sheets of 6x6 paper, and here are all of our major super sponsors. So today we're featuring Pink and Main, and what they've sent me is this little dusting brush that you can dust your foil off and dust your toner sheets off with. It's really, really soft, and it's pink. And they've sent me this cheer foil, which is a Roygabib. So a nice little rainbow, nice little tight rainbow. And then there's this stamp and die set of these adorable little characters and these the little rainbow and the little hot air balloon and coordinating dies. And then here are the toner sheets that they sent me, and they're all little rainbows, so they'll coordinate nicely. And there are a lot of kind of super graphic ones and just regular ones. I'm going to be using these two to use my papers for sketch number 12. And I'm going to go ahead and measure these out and make sure I've got a good card panel size. Let me go ahead and get my mini mink out, dust her off, because don't use it a lot in the heat. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge, it's a monthly challenge. It's actually a quarterly challenge, but you can enter once a month. And in the quarterly challenge, you get a PDF. You just need to join Kendra's Patreon, and it's free. And by the way, so these papers are 8.5. 8.5. They're big enough for 2 card panels. I forgot the measurement already. Okay. But anyway, it's big enough for 2 full-size A2 card panels, which is really nice and generous. So, back to Kendra's Card Challenge while I trim these papers down. You can download the free PDF from Kendra's Patreon channel, and there is a free membership, and then print them out or leave them on your computer, and you can use 6 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper to cut the elements along with some papers from your stash to create 15 cards. And if you create the 15 cards and take a picture of them all together and put them in the appropriate gallery for Kendra's Card Challenge on her Facebook group, then you're entered for a chance to win one of the prizes from the thousands of dollars of prizes from our super sponsors. Now today's video is a hop. And if you're hopping along, make sure that you enter along each stop of the hop to have a chance to win a digital prize from Kendra. So you have multiple chances to win. All right, so we've got our pieces foiled. Aren't they pretty? And then I've gone ahead and cut them down to where I need them. And then I've gone ahead off camera and stamped and colored the images that I want to add onto here. And I'm going to go ahead and back these, I decided, with some black mirror cardstock, because black always brings out a rainbow. And so that's the way I want to do it. I'll go ahead and put this down onto a card base first. And I don't want to use wet glue for these because they do tend to kind of show through because they're not super thick paper. I'm going to trim it down so I've got a little bit of border. They do tend to show through the glue marks, so I do like to use like this tape runner or something like that. And then I'll go ahead and cut down my black mirror cardstock to kind of be a backer for that, so to speak. So that's going to be our first layer. And I can use liquid glue on this black mirror cardstock because it's very, very, very sturdy. And I prefer liquid glue, to be honest with you. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down onto the card. Pink and Main has a lot of really neat stuff. I have quite a few of their products, and in fact, one of their papers is my most favorite paper in the world. And I'll be sad if they ever discontinue it. All right, so I'm just going to lay this down here with an even border all the way around. And then I'm going to do these 2 pieces, so I am following the sketch. The only difference is I'm using the hot air balloon instead of a circle. Let's make sure I get that on there straight. Okay, and then I'll use wet glue. Actually, I'm going to pop that up on some foam tape. It's it's a shame that foil doesn't photograph very well, because in some, in some instances you can't see the beauty of that foil, but right now where it's laying, you can see all the gorgeous rainbow colors on those little rainbows. We'll just get a third piece of foam tape, and this is kind of some lower profile foam tape. I think it's 2 millimeters. Okay, and that's going to go right here, just according to the sketch. And I do have the sketch off to the side here, so I can follow it pretty closely. Okay, and I do love the black border. And then I'm going to pop this up, and that I have on 4 extra layers of white cardstock so that it's nice and sturdy. Now the backer piece that I'm going to use for this, I'm going to need to put some foam tape off on one side so that everything sits evenly on my card front. And then I'll use glue for the rest of it, and just a little piece of paper because it's just a little bit taller. So we'll add some extra paper here, because we want to account for the layer of foam tape on the last layer and the 2 layers of paper, and that gets it all nice and even. And then I'll just glue this down. So there are links down in my description box for Kendra's Card Challenge website, for the Facebook group, and for the giveaway, as well as a list to the playlist, or a link to the playlist of the hop, so you can just click on that and just run the playlist and watch everybody's videos. All right, we just need a sentiment here, and I will be doing some fussy cutting because the die set does not come with dies for the sentiments. A lot of Pink and Mains do, but this one does not. So, and I'm fine with that because I'm a fussy cut lover, but you could always just cut it into a square or a circle, or whatever it is you love to do. And I'm going to stamp this down on some 110-pound cardstock with my VersaFine Clair. And just a note to lift your spirits. And we do want to kind of let that dry a little before I start cutting on it, because I don't want to smear my ink. But I thought the black and white would help pull the whole kind of card together. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this on camera, but sped up. So I like to first cut around it so that I don't have a bunch to fight with when I'm trying to cut it off. And here I am just kind of dabbing it just to make sure there's no wet ink that I'm going to smear as I'm touching this. And I'm just kind of bubble cutting this. So pretty close to the actual letters, but not perfect because, yeah, it's handmade, not Hallmark, right? I'm happy with that. And we will go ahead and place that right there. I'm going to need a couple of foam squares. As you can see, I do have a little bit of glue squiggle going on my little black mirror card piece, but we're about to cover that up. So it's just something to keep in mind depending on your papers. All right, get the foam tape. And I'm just going to place this right here, and that just takes care of that. And that's our card from sketch number 12. I'm just going to add some embellishments from Pink and Main, just for a little bit of extra oomph. And these are really pretty pearls. They have they're flat backs, and they have a self-sticky back, so it makes life easy. I just pick them off with my pick tool or my tweezers and place them down where I want them. And I chose the light blue color. All right, perfect. So there's our card. I thank you so much for stopping by here today, and I hope you'll consider giving this video a thumbs up. And here's a still photo of the picture. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.